Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Michael Carbone. I'm a business and immigration attorney in Staten Island, New York. Today, I want to talk about expanding your professional practice. And specifically, I want to answer the question, how do I register my New Jersey LLC as a foreign PLLC in New York State? Now, before I dive into this topic, if you have any questions or you want to have a conversation, please drop a comment below. Otherwise, visit us at carboneattorneys.com. We have a button in the top right corner of our website. Click it, fill it out, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. So when it comes to professionally licensed individuals that are operating a business in New Jersey State, you might reach a point where you want to expand, you want to grow your business, and now you want to offer services in New York. You want to open an office in New York, you want to have employees in New York. This is great. You're expanding, you're growing. So what does that process look like? Well, unfortunately, it's more complicated to register a business from New Jersey to New York as it is to register a New York business to New Jersey. But we're going to go through those steps and hopefully you can follow along and understand what this process looks like for you. So the first step in this process is obtaining a certificate of authority from the New York Education Department. So what is a certificate of authority? This is essentially a sheet of paper, a document of the Education Department signing off on your ability to register your business in New York State. The Education Department is responsible for managing professional entities and managing the professionals that are licensed by the Education Department. Now, these professionals include a wide gamut of professions. These could be nurse practitioners, occupational therapists, CPAs, physicians, the list goes on. But essentially, you have to go through the Education Department because unlike New Jersey, New York draws a distinction between regular LLCs and professional LLCs. Professional LLCs can only be owned by licensed professionals. And so part of the process of setting up a PLLC or registering an out-of-state LLC as a PLLC in New York, you have to go through the Education Department. So obtaining the certificate of authority requires you to fill out some paperwork, submit some documentation from your home state of New Jersey. You have to provide copies of your license from both New York and New Jersey, as well as some additional paperwork. Now, something that's important to keep in mind is New York, and specifically the Education Department, has very strict requirements when it comes to the naming conventions of your business. What does that mean? So essentially, if you are a nurse practitioner, let's use that as an example, and you have a subspecialty in psychiatry, the name of your business must include NP in psychiatry. Now, most people that set up businesses in New Jersey don't have that. Because New Jersey doesn't have such strict naming requirements, your business name is going to be whatever your business name is. And so in order to bring that into compliance with New York State, you're going to have to file what's called a certificate of assumed name. And essentially what you're doing is you're taking the name of your business and you're adding that NP in psychiatry at the end so that the Education Department will approve your certificate of authority. If you don't have that certificate of assumed name established with the Education Department, they're going to delay your application. They're going to ask you to do that. You'll have to go do it. So you might as well include all of that paperwork in your initial packet that you send for your certificate of authority. It's also important to note that the process of obtaining a certificate of authority can take anywhere from 6 to 10 weeks. It is a very long, drawn-out process, but there is unfortunately no way to expedite this. So once you receive your certificate of authority in the mail, you can go ahead and file what's called the application for authority with the New York State Department of State. This is the official certificate, the filing document that registers your business with the state of New York. And of course, you want to include that certificate of authority and also file that official certificate of assumed name at the same time. One caveat here, when it comes to professional entities, unfortunately, there is no online filing platform. Everything has to be done over fax. Yes, you heard that right, a fax machine. So when it comes to filing for professional entities, make sure you have access to a fax machine. Lastly, once the Department of State accepts your filing, you have to complete the LLC publication requirement. Basically, when it comes to the publication requirement, it's the same for any LLC in New York State. You have to publish an announcement of the formation of your business in 2 newspapers, a daily newspaper and a weekly newspaper, for 6 weeks. Now, what's interesting is if your expanded business, if your new location is anywhere in upstate New York, you can look at spending around $150 to $200 on the publication fee. If you are opening your expanded business in New York City, that publication fee skyrockets. It can range anywhere from $300 for somewhere like Staten Island to $1,500 for somewhere like Manhattan. So this is an important requirement. Unfortunately, New York is one of the remaining states that still has this publication requirement. So in order to complete this process, you do need to do that LLC publication requirement. However, once the application for authority is filed and accepted, you can start operating the business. You don't need to wait for the publication requirement to complete. So that's it. That is registering your New Jersey LLC as a foreign PLLC in New York State. If you like this video and you want to see more, please like, subscribe, and I'll keep making them.